You are most welcome to today's live session, and we are going to be looking at chapter 7 of the Psychology of Money, which is titled Freedom. Controlling your time is the highest dividend money pays. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. People want to be wealthier to make them happier. Happiness is a complicated subject because everyone is different. But if there is a common denominator in happiness, a universal fuel of joy, it is that people want to control their lives. The ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, for as long as you want, is priceless. It is the highest dividend money pays. Please sit back once again, relax, and let us delve into this topic that will get you thinking about that thing that truly makes you happy in life. There was this psychologist named Angus Campbell. He was a psychologist at the University of Michigan, and so many years ago, like in the 1910s, right? His research took place during an age when psychology was overwhelmingly focused on what made people sad, like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and so on. So he really wanted to know what made people happy. Is it that everybody's depressed? Is it that everybody's anxious? Is it that everybody's suffering from one disease or another? Are there no people on earth? Then in his research, he actually discovered that people were happier than psychologists assumed, that there were actually happy people in the world. And these people were not necessarily the people that earned the highest income, or people that lived in the best environments, or people that, had the best education, right? There are so many things that make people happy, because most times people who have a lot of money, who live in good environments, who went to the best schools in the world, they're not necessarily the happiest people. The most powerful denominator of happiness was simple, and Campbell summed it up. He said, having a strong sense of controlling one's life is a more dependable predictor of positive feelings of well-being than any of the objective conditions of life we have considered. That means that if you're able to control your life, you think that you have a good control of your time, you are more likely to be happy. That means you can do what you want, whenever you want, with who you want. You would agree with me that as human beings, we don't like to be controlled. Sometimes if somebody tells you what to do, it is not as if what they are telling you is wrong. But the fact that somebody is telling you what to do, that ego is going to be fueled, and then you will want to counter it. You want to discredit whatever good suggestion this person is giving, because we all like to be in charge, young or old. I have little children, and I can say this for a fact. Everybody, doesn't matter whether a child or an adult, everybody really, really wants to be in charge. Everybody wants to be in control, right? And that is the same thing. So if in life you feel that you are not in control of your life, you're not in control of your time, somebody is bossing you around, somebody is dictating what you're supposed to do, you cannot sleep and wake up when you like, you can't go to work when you like, you're going to be fired, or things like that, it makes people to be less happier, right? So more than your salary, more than the size of your house, more than the prestige of your job, control over doing what you want when you want to, with the people you want to, is the broadest lifestyle variable that makes people happy. Yes, a lot of people wake up in the morning. If you go to a bus stop in any busy city in the world, you find people, everybody is hurrying to go to work, right? Are they all happy? Some people woke up grumpily. I am not a morning person. I don't like to wake up very early in the morning. It's something that I'm still going to work on, but I'm a nocturnal person. I can work until 3 a.m. in the night, even though I'm also trying to change that. I can work all through the night, and I just want to enjoy that early morning sleep. So for me, if you give me a job that requires me to be waking up by 4 a.m., it's not going to make me happy. So this is to say, what makes you happy may not make me happy. For some of you, you're a morning person. You really want to go to bed at 8 p.m. Sleep will come. For me, sleep cannot come at 8 p.m. Right? If I don't work until 12 a.m., 1 a.m., that's when the sleep was okay. Now, I can visit you. Right? So doing what you want, having control. Money's greatest intrinsic value, and this cannot be overstated. That is your time. Oh, I have some colleagues here, those who are not money persons. All right. It cannot be overstated. It's its ability to give you control over your time. Money cannot buy time. Oh, we are so many. Oh, okay. I have so many colleagues. That makes me feel better. Right. So bit by bit, a level of independence and autonomy really make people happy, according to research. And this comes from your unspent assets. A small amount of wealth means the ability to take a few days off work, the little money in your bank account. You feel that, yes, you can stay off work for like 3 days and nothing is going to happen. You can tell them that you are sick, you are not coming, and nothing is going to happen. You are not afraid of being fired because you know that you have some money in your account. Even if they say that you are fired today, you can use that money to start up a business, right? That is having control of your life and your time. A bit more means waiting for a good job to come around after you get laid off, rather than having to take the first job that comes because you are desperate that if you don't take this job, you are going to go hungry. Then it means you are not in control of your life. You are not in control of your time, right? And this can be life-changing if you don't have to take any job that comes to you, even though you don't like it, you hate it, but you have to go for it anyways. Otherwise, there will be no money to pay your bills. 6 months emergency expenses means not being terrified of your boss. You have money in your bank account. If anything happens in the next 6 months, you're going to be fine. So when your boss threatens you that, hey, I'm going to lay you off, you're going to be fired, or they are intimidating you, you are not scared. Like, you've been making good financial plans. But some people will take all kinds of whatever nonsense from anybody just because if they try to revolt, even though they are right, and this person is trying to dehumanize them, they will not have food to eat. And that is not a good life to live, right? You know that you're not going to be ruined if you get fired or if you have to take some time off to find a new job. It doesn't mean that we will now behave anyhow. This is not a license to behave anyhow or to be lackadaisical towards our job, but it just means that nobody can call your bluff and then you are shaking like, please, sir, please, sir. Oh my God. All right. More still means the ability to take a job with a lower pay, but flexible hours. You're not breaking your back from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. just because of money. Or maybe you take that job because it's not far from your house and you want to be able to leave your house 5 minutes to when you are resuming work. To me, that is a good life. Oh, I don't know about you. I mostly work from home and I really enjoy it because it's a good feeling, right? I can schedule my work. I can work at my own pace. That's why I'm able to sleep at 1 a.m., 2 p.m. If not, I have to wake up early to get the children ready for school. I may have the liberty to sleep till probably 8 a.m. when many people are already at their desks at work. But I have to wake up early, like 6 a.m., no matter when I sleep, right? I have to wake up early to prepare the children for school. And once I do that, I can't go back to bed. But on a day that they are not going to school, I can even work till like 3 a.m. And I know that I'll have enough time to sleep, right? And it's such a good feeling. Like tomorrow morning, I'm going to go and make my hair. When you are probably at your desk at work and your boss is saying, oh, go and pick that up. You know, I'm in the salon, I'm going to make my hair. I can take my laptop along, and while I'm doing that, I'm working. Things like that. It's flexible. And I really, really like it. A lot of people desire it, but they don't have it. They are not happy, right? But then, what are you doing to make sure that this changes or it does not continue forever, like when you are older or when you are supposed to. And there's also something here. Then there is retiring when you want to. Yes, there is retiring when you want to instead of when you need to. Just because somebody, you just have to retire because you are 70 years old. But you can decide to say, once I work till 50 years, I want to quit this job. I have enough money as backup. I have businesses I've built. I have investments that I can fall back on. All of this do not come cheap. You have to start making plans towards it. Right, retirement is going to come. We all are going to grow old. You don't want to be saying yes sir, yes sir, yes sir to somebody when you're 80 years old because you have not planned, because you are not taking control of your life, because you are not free. If you are not free by the time you are 50, 60, 70, I don't know when you want to be free, although they say that it is never too late in life. So let's use that to console ourselves, right? The author said that there was a time he desperately wanted to become an investment banker. And the only reason why he wanted to become an investment banker was because they made a lot of money and he wanted to make a lot of money. So he was lucky to get this internship job, summer internship job at an investment bank. And it was like he had won a career lottery. He was 100 positive that that job was going to make him happy. But guess what? When he got into this job, he found out that people worked around the clock. They didn't have control of their time. In fact, if you're able to finish your work like just before midnight, you will be happy that you're not even working into the night. He was supposed to do this internship for 4 months, but he only lasted a month. He could not cope. And he said that the hardest thing about this was that I loved the work and I wanted to work hard. But doing something you love on a schedule can't control. On a schedule you can't control can feel the same as doing something you hate. You really love your job, but you have no control over your schedule. You have no control over your time. So it feels as if you hate your job. And psychologists said that there is a name for it. It is called reactance. You really love something, but you don't have control over it. So it now feels like you hate that thing. Marriage is another good example. A lot of people want to get married. They love it. But now they are married and then they discover that their husband or their spouse is controlling their lives. It's too possessive. They don't even have a breathing space. The children are there. You don't have, especially for women. Let me speak for women. The children are there. Or you, before you got married, you had a bubbling career. You were so ambitious. You want to go and do your MBA. You want to pursue your PhD. But boom, you got married. You were so excited about it. Now marriage is here. Everything feels like it's choking you up. You don't have control over your life anymore. You are dedicating your life to some individuals and it becomes worse if your spouse is not even appreciating it. They are not so supportive. So it now feels like you hate marriage. It now feels like bondage. It now feels like, what have you gotten yourself into? That is reactance. All right, when you accept how true that statement is, there's a statement here, you realize that aligning your money towards a life that lets you do what you want, when you want, with who you want, where you want, for as long as you want, has incredible return. It is the highest dividend that money can pay you, your time, having control. There's an example of a guy here, Derek Sivers. He said that, when he was young, he worked for like 2 years. He was earning $1,800 per month, but he never ate out. He never took a taxi. He deprived himself of pleasure that most young people of his age would have jumped at, gallivanting around town, chilling, spending anyhow. He saved heavily. So after working for 2 years, he was able to save $12,000 at the age of 22. He worked so hard, deprived himself of so many things, delayed his gratification. And then at 22, he resigned. He quit his job. He became a full-time, and he knew that a few gigs here and there would be able to pay his monthly expenses, and he started doing well. And as at the time he was telling this story to his friend, he was rich. His friend did not even believe it. You mean it was the $12,000 you saved that made you this successful? He said, yes, that was it. And then he built on that. He wanted to have control of his life, but he denied himself for just 2 years. So in case you are here, you are young. The Bible says you should bear your yoke in the days of your youth, right? When you still have the energy, the strength. Not everybody is going to work from home like me. Not everybody is going to have their own company. Not everybody is going to, have their own business that they can run, freelance and everything. I've not always been working from home. There was a time I also had to wake up, and a time may come too. This is just like a phase for me, right? It has not always been like this. This is just like a short phase in my career. So, and I'm trying to maximize this. I'm trying to enjoy it for now, because I know that it may not always be like this. But when you are young, you really, really want to put in the hard work. If you have to sacrifice, do it. But don't lose sight of where you're going. Be like this guy, Derek. Save heavily, invest heavily, so that you can enjoy later. If you want to work for 5 years, put in all your best, your strength, your might, and everything. Let people ask you, let people be telling you, take it easy. Tell them, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Because you have a goal. Everybody's buying a Ashrebi party uniform. They are chilling. You are saving. You are investing. Because you know where you're going. That is it. And then when they are still waking up at 4 a.m. by the time they are 65, you are employing them. You have much control over your life. So there is a time where you have to deny yourself. There is a time to plant. There is a time to reap. Don't compare yourself to those who have sown their own seeds years back and now they are harvesting. This may be your own time to sow your own seeds. Everybody's timing in life is different. So sow your seed, water it very well, nurture it. A few years from now, it would have grown and you would be reaping, the fruit of your labor, and you'll be enjoying it. Right. There's a story here about John D. Rockefeller, that he was a great thinker. When most people were talking, he was thinking, he was doing everything. And he became so rich because he did most of the work in his head. He had control of his time. He had control of his life. He was so focused, right? And there's also, I'm trying to paraphrase now, there's also an analogy here that America used to be the richest nation in the history of the world. Well, I think that has changed. I think Luxembourg has overtaken America. Luxembourg is in Europe. It is regarded to be the richest country right now as we speak. But then what this is driving at is that people were not as rich then than they are now. So most people are richer now than the people then, so many years ago. But what happened? The level of happiness has really reduced. Are many people so happy now? Somebody may be a millionaire. It doesn't mean the person is happy. And this is because we now live in a fast-paced world. You can relate this to any country, maybe Nigeria. There was a time that everything was just cool. There was no internet fraud. There was no scammers like we have it now. Before you look at 1, 2, 3, 5 persons, there's likely to be a scammer amongst them these days. Is it not true? Right? And this is because everybody wants money. Everybody wants to drive big cars. It is a fast-paced world. This morning on Instablog, I was looking at a video where they said some police officers went to arrest some students of the Federal University of Agriculture in Abeokuta. And somebody was telling me that, most of those students, if you see the cars, okay, if you see the cars that they drive, and it is not a lie. It is not a lie. As in, these police officers had a petition from Lagos and all of that. And some lecturers were saying, even the students, they terrorize us on campus, the kind of lives that they live and all of that. Because everybody just wants to act as if, they have arrived. Everybody wants to be rich, even though they have not put in a lot of work. right? That is the world that we live in today. It is so terrible. And because everybody is running after money, I want to build a big house, I want to show off, I want to build a mansion, I want to buy Benz, I want to drive Jaguar. Now, the level of happiness is reducing. By the time you work from morning till night, when you get home, you are tired. You can't even play with your children. You can't even enjoy your wife. Before you know it, it's the next morning, you are gone. So where is the true happiness? Where is the freedom? What has happened to our time? It looks like progress sometimes, that we have all these things. We are running helter-skelter, right? And a lot of the reason has to do with the kind of jobs we have now. Even when you think that you have closed from work, if you are like a manager or professional, you are still thinking, I have to submit that project. Like me now as a researcher, I have to write that paper. Okay, I'm going to read this article. I'm going to do that. Or maybe as a content creator, I'm thinking, okay, that will be a good, that will make a good video, something like that. So when you clock out from work, you are still thinking about work. And it feels like you are working 24/7. And so you really don't have time when your mind is free and you can relax. But that needs to change. And that's why we are reviewing this book. Start taking control of your time. For you, it may take you 5 years to do that. It may take you 10 years of hard work, sacrifices that you will put in. But do it when you still have the energy before you become too old, right, to do anything. We're ending this in like 3 minutes. All right. And the last part of this book says that in Carl Pillerman's book, 30 Lessons for Living, he actually interviewed 1,000 elderly Americans looking for the most important lessons that they learned from decades of life experience. And he wrote that no one, not a single person out of 1,000, said that to be happy, you should try to work as hard as you can to make money to buy the things that you want. So money did not make them happy. Hard work did not make them happy. No one, not a single person, said it is important to be at least as wealthy as the people around you. If you want to have more than they do, it's real success. So having money more than people did not make them happy. No one, not a single person, said you should choose your work based on your desired future earning power. That did not make them happy. What they did value were things like quality friendships, being part of something bigger than themselves, and spending quality unstructured time with their children. Your kids don't want your money or what your money buys anywhere near as much as they want you. Specifically, they want you with them. Pilema writes, take it from those who have lived through everything. Controlling your time is the highest dividend money pays. Right. So control your time so that you can control your life. It may not be now, may not be possible now because you're trying to build something for the future, but work towards it so that you can actually enjoy that future. You have time for your spouse, for your children, and for the things or the people that truly matter to you. Thank you. We've come to the end of this chapter. In the next chapter, we're going to look at the lowest dividends money pays. All right. Please don't forget to like this video, drop all of your comments in the comment section below, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again tomorrow as we review chapter 8. Until then, be intentional.